Hi, good afternoon. I'm Ken Kirschenbaum. Thanks for attending another one of our Central Station 2020 webinars. Today is National Monitoring Center, NMC. They're located in California. They'll let you know where, or you'll see it on the screen as soon as Valerie takes over the presentation. And NMC is a nationwide operation. I know Mark Matlock has been around a long time, probably known to most of you, and Grant is their Central Station operations. I think, is that close enough? And you got Kim Trope, and she's involved in what they call conversion. I'll explain it to you in simpler legal terms. If you want to switch from one central station to another, National Monitoring Center, you'll be dealing with Kim. She helps you do the conversion into NMC. And they decided to bring a real live customer or dealer, Nathan, who actually made that journey into NMC, and so he's going to be on this also. So all of this is going to take about 20 minutes, I hope, and then we're going to have time for questions. So write in your questions, and I'll read them to these folks at the end of the presentation, and we'll see how it goes. So Valerie, your picture's not up, but you're taking over. There you go. She did. All right, folks, you're on your own. Good luck.
Well, greetings, everybody. Happy Friday. My name is Mark Matlock, and I've been in the alarm industry for almost 36 years. 9 years of that as an alarm dealer and 26 years of that in wholesale central stations. And I serve as VP of Sales for National Monitoring Center. And as the name would apply, NMC, National Monitoring Center, we are a nationwide wholesale alarm monitoring company with licenses everywhere where we know to be licenses, certainly in every state that requires a license. I work from NMC from my home, which you can see here in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. But first and foremost, I want to thank my good friend Ken Kirschenbaum for inviting NMC to participate in this awesome series of webinars. Ken's forum has long been the most reliable and helpful repository of good legal and tactical information in the alarm business. And we at NMC are proud to be listed on the Alarm Exchange with so many other great vendors. So thank you, Ken. We have 3 participants on the call that I'm just going to reintroduce you to. We have Grant Graham, our VP of Proactive Video Monitoring Services. We have our Conversions Manager, Kim Troop, Conversions Manager Extraordinaire, I might say. And we also have one of our own customers on the call, Nathan Chavez, who is General Manager for Alarms Unlimited, an NMC dealer that resides in San Diego and that is well known up and down the West Coast. Their owner is Hal Lewis, but Hal was unable to make the call. So Nathan is going to take Hal's place. So welcome, Nathan. So I will say 20 minutes is nowhere near enough time to tell you all about the wonderful attributes of NMC. So if I sound like an auctioneer, it's just for the sake of time. At NMC, we like to say that we're the first to innovate so that you're the first to succeed. We also offer competitive pricing for dealers, and I'll just leave it at that for right now. I'm sure that will probably come up in questions. NMC monitors all major formats, and we support virtually all major manufacturer cellular communicators, as well as IP communicators, AES mesh network monitoring. We also have a very nice alarm buffer feature whereby alarm dealers can watch their alarm activity in real time from any internet connected device. Additionally, our central station runs on a highly customized version of Mastermind software, and we even have former mass engineers on staff at NMC. We monitor virtually everything that can send a signal, including bird, fire, elevators, area of refuge phones, PERS, MPERS, as well as many, many other services. And speaking of MPERS, NMC is running a special through the end of the year on the Numero Libris 2. We're monitoring that device for $8.95 per month through the end of the year, and it's grandfathered. Once you get it, you've got it. And that's an extremely low price, and it includes the monitoring and the Numera fee. So we invite you to jump on board. And additionally, NMC is now a platinum partner and a Numera Demo Central Station. And as a Demo Central Station, we can send you a Numera Libris 2 free for 40 days to test us. And we invite you to test us. We're up to it. Bring it on. To learn more, you can contact us after the webinar. We also support a wide variety of video platforms, including our own TMA Marvel Award-winning video services brand, Netwatch Proactive Video Monitoring. So we're going to have more on that later. Just so everyone is aware, NMC has a very thorough response to COVID-19, and we have kept our dealers informed every step of the way. Additionally, all of our operators and frontline employees work from our 2 hot redundant offices in Lake Forest, California and Irving, Texas. We like the idea of the operators being in a controlled, supervised environment, but we also have infrastructure available for operators to work from home if that ever became necessary. But for now, we really like having the operators under supervision and in a controlled environment. So the focus of this presentation is to make a compelling case about why NMC. The first thing I would say is that at NMC, we advertise ourselves as the independent dealer's partner of choice. There's an old saying that goes, you dance with the one that brung you. And during our 20-year history here at NMC, we were brought to the dance by you, the independent alarm dealer, and you, the independent alarm dealers, where we focus all of our efforts and resources. We work with independent alarm dealers and we empower them to compete against the national giants. The independent alarm dealers are bread and butter, and we're always finding ways to help them grow their companies through advanced technologies and a wide portfolio of RMR generating services. NMC also offers our dealers funding options for new and existing accounts and for acquisition opportunities. We can also help align buyers for our dealers who are looking to sell and retire, and we've done that many times as well. NMC even offers our dealers an end user video to promote NMC's world-class monitoring to their end users. Our dealers can use this video to put on their website, or they can load it on their tablets for their salespeople for presentations. I don't know of anybody else that's doing this. You see, we operate under a simple concept. If you grow, we grow. And if our great service and our deep support is helping you grow, then we are co-benefactors. And as they say, a rising tide floats all boats, and we believe that at NMC. NMC is large enough to deliver the infrastructure and redundancies that you demand from a central station, but we're small enough to deliver the personal service you need and want from your central station partner. And we do consider all of our alarm dealer customers to be partners. We want to have a relationship with all of our dealers. And in large part, we accomplish this through our dealer relations department, which is responsible for dealer outreach. They act as liaisons with our dealers, and they solidify relationships with our dealers, and they advocate for the dealer to NMC management. They're such a vital part of our operation. And to help our dealers grow and stay informed, NMC offers our NMC Dealer Education Series, which is a series of webinars to educate our dealers on new technologies and services that can help them expand and grow their services and grow their portfolio of RMR, and it's been very successful so far. NMC is also very flexible on integrations, and we have integrated with several third-party vendors to deliver a higher level of service to our dealers. We open our API to any vendor that we can vet and that has a service that we perceive to be of value to our dealers. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to know more, we can talk after the call. The one thing that I want you to hear loud and clear about NMC is that we are passionate about providing dealers with world-class service and technologies to help them win in the marketplace. This passion drives us to be the best that we can be in all aspects of our business. And the person that exemplifies this the most is our own president, Mr. Woody Andralos. Woody has crafted a culture at NMC that is 100% team-oriented and that sees our frontline employees as every bit as important to our mission as our executive team. I got to tell you, Woody is obsessed with providing a premium customer service experience, and our team reflects his passion and commitment to the customer experience. And we are wired from the top down to deliver the best customer service in the industry. That's no joke. Our customers will all tell you the same thing. Every week, our management team meets to monitor key service metrics or discrepancies, if any, and to use those discrepancies as an opportunity to train our employees to make sure that it never happens again, okay? And we are delivering on our commitment to our customers daily to provide exceptional service. And I'm very proud to say that our service levels are off the charts good. And that didn't happen by accident. It happened through sheer diligence and monitoring of service KPIs, which are key performance indicators. It also happens through quality assurance programs, such as monitoring random operator calls and having supervisors listen to those calls with the operators to ensure peak performance. They commend them on what they did well, and if there was anything that needs coaching on, they coach them to just continue the better service on the phone from those operators. So I want you to hear me loud and clear on this point. The customer experience trumps everything at NMC. It does no good whatsoever to have the best infrastructure and redundancies if the customer experience is subpar. And I am very happy to say that at NMC, we have the world-class redundancies and infrastructure that you want, and we deliver an amazing customer experience from the most well-trained, highly professional and friendly operators in the business. Test us on this. We'll win every time. Our dealers frequently tell us that they get referrals from their customers based on service that NMC delivers to their customers. We monitor a lot of service KPIs, but to us, that's the best indicator of our service levels. And NMC is the only central station in the country that is bold enough to offer our dealers a 2-ring phone answering commitment. At NMC, we answer over 98% of all incoming calls within 2 rings by a live, friendly, and helpful operators, and usually within 1 ring or less. Nobody can compete with us in this arena. So if you're getting customer complaints about calls being answered by an auto attendant or customers being put on hold for long periods of time, we can provide a solution for you right away. Your customers deserve to have their phones answered quickly by a live professional operator. They deserve that. That's how we roll every day at NMC. If that's what you want for you and your customers, we can help. And if you don't want to be bothered at 2 a.m. because your customer has a trouble light on their keypad, NMC can help there as well. We offer tier 1 technical support for after hours for basic technical questions. So again, you don't get awakened at 2 a.m. We can provide this service at a very affordable rate, and it will help you sleep better at night. And we're getting great adoption on that service, and we're happy to offer it. We also know that many customers are not answering their end user customers are not answering their phone when the central station calls on an alarm, and this is causing big false alarm issues. We currently have an end user app that allows customers to cancel dispatch from the app, and it has been very effective at reducing false alarms. But later this summer and coming very soon, that app will be complemented by a 2-way SMS texting application that allows the customers to cancel the alarm dispatch via text and/or send a text message back to NMC. And regarding facilities, NMC has built 2 state-of-the-art hot redundant central stations. Our 25,000 square foot headquarters, which is beautiful, by the way, is located in Lake Forest, California. And since 2007, we've had a 10,000 square foot facility, which is located in Irving, Texas, just outside of Dallas. These hot redundant facilities back each other up. If one fails, we can fully operate apart from the other one. They're load balanced, and we can provide all services like data entry and tech support and video monitoring, as well as the full complement of services from either facility. But just look at those pictures, and what do you see? you see a manicured, well put together central station, and both central stations were designed from the ground up to be central stations. So alarm dealers, of which I was one for 9 years, when you wire an alarm control panel, I'm sure that when that panel is opened, you want to take pride in what's inside that panel. You want the wiring to be neat and clean and well labeled. Well, at NMC, we take that same pride in our facilities. We installed the absolute best infrastructure redundancies, and we make it look immaculate, because when a dealer or end user walks into NMC, we want their first impression to be, wow, this place is amazing. The polished look of our facility speaks to our commitment to excellence in everything that we do. It's just part of who we are and part of our culture. And let's talk about listings. NMC is UL 827 listed, and I am super proud to say that we were the first to be UL 827A listed. And 827A is for central station hosted services. So if you're an alarm company that monitors your own alarms, NMC is a great solution for disaster recovery, for hybrid monitoring, or for full takeover. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But here's the thing, NMC is also UL 827B listed for video services. And we're going to talk more about video in a minute. But NMC, as far as I know, is only one of 2 central stations in the entire country to carry the UL 827A and 827B designation. And we're very proud of that. And I got to tell you, the requirements for these listings are so rigorous and so demanding that most central stations can't even conceive of applying for them. And NMC has them both. Whoop, whoop. The fact that we have them both at NMC speaks to the integrity of our infrastructure systems and redundancies. We are also proud to say that NMC is a TMA 5 Diamond Central Station, which speaks to our commitment to operator training. But let me tell you, our operator training is so intense and so thorough that we mold the very best operators in the business through our training program. NMC is also factory mutual approved, as well as an ASAP to the PSAP participating central station. Very proud to be aboard on that platform as well. I will say, for those alarm dealers on the call, the scariest part of moving to a new central station is the conversion itself. At NMC, we take that fear and trepidation away by placing you in the extremely capable hands of our conversion manager, Kim Troop. And I know of what I speak because I was an alarm dealer and I have made a conversion, and I know how terrifying they are. But Kim Troop and her team of rock stars are absolutely amazing at conversions. It's the best I've ever seen, and I'm so glad to be able to hand dealers off to them. Kim is performing hundreds of conversions, and her diligence in the conversion process just blows me away. Every conversion upon my arrival here in 2019 has been seamless and well orchestrated. I can go on and on about Kim and her amazing team, but why don't I just let Kim tell you about it? Everybody, it's my pleasure to introduce you to NMC's conversion manager, Kim Troop.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for the introduction, Mark. When you make the decision to move your accounts to NMC, you get the full attention and support of our dedicated conversions team. We begin by hosting a setup call with you and your team to gain an understanding of your needs, account communication paths, standard operating procedures, and so on. We want to use this conversion as an opportunity to review your data and for us to help you clean your data. This is also a fantastic opportunity to take advantage of new technologies and services, whether it's text message notification, email notification, or even custom IVR recordings for trouble alert notifications. Our team will help manage the entire process from extracting the data, keying the data, verifying the data, and then presenting your team with what we call DQs, or data questions, for anything that our team identifies as bad data or that does not match your standard operating procedures. We're very thorough and diligent in this process, and new NMC dealers can utilize the private label branding features offered by NMC that allow you to customize the end user experience. We program our call management software so that all inbound calls are that are answered by a live operator in your company name. We can also set up your custom cancel abort line to be the outbound caller ID that will show when we're calling your customers. And branding of the NMC dealer portal and alarmaccount.com with your logo is available to you as part of your basic monitoring with NMC. Our main goal is always to make the transition as smooth and seamless as possible for both you and the end user, and I'm happy to say that our team consistently does a great job with conversions. If you're thinking about making the switch to NMC, I look forward to working with you, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Well, thank you so much, Kim. I can't say enough about the great job that you do every day for NMC and our dealers. We all appreciate you so much. And we found that the type of custom branding that Kim elaborated on has really resonated with alarm companies that used to monitor their own accounts but moved their monitoring to NMC. Those companies especially are big on branding, and we're able to keep them with a consistent branding message to where their customers don't even know they've made a change. I mentioned earlier in the presentation that NMC offers alarm companies with central station that own central stations. We offer disaster recovery services, hybrid monitoring services, where you monitor by day and we monitor by night or weekends or holidays, or we do full-scale takeover of all the alarm monitoring services for those companies. And it just so happens that we have an NMC customer join us, smiling face you see there. We have an NMC customer joining us today. Roughly 1 year ago, NMC entered into a relationship with Alarms Unlimited out of San Diego, a very well-known company in Southern California owned by Hal Lewis. Hal was unable to join us today, but his general manager, Nathan Chavez, is available to say a few words. And Nathan, please hold me to account if anything I have said is not accurate. But with no further ado, here's Nathan Chavez with Alarms Unlimited.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. And yes, I will hold you accountable for sure. Of everything you said, I think the thoughts about culture is what resonated the most with us. At Alarms Unlimited, we've had a boutique UL listed central station for over 40 years here. And just having our own central station allowed us to always put the customer first. But we had two challenges that we set out to solve. One was disaster recovery for sure, so we could sleep good at night if we were to lose our building or some of our people. The other thing was just trying to keep up with the growing technology challenges and to stay competitive. So we knew we needed to partner with a good, larger central station to accomplish these things. So we set out on a 2-year quest, it turned out to be, and actually toured the country interviewing central stations, trying to find that right partner. And honestly, NMC wasn't on the top of that list. They weren't on the list just because the automation software that you use there was different than what we used, and we did not want to go through another conversions process. However, long story short, we did meet with the leadership team there at NMC, and the culture immediately was recognizable as what we wanted. We wanted our customers to see that culture. So a year later, after having gone through the conversions process, I can tell you that we're operating hybrid now. You guys monitor our alarms at nights and weekends. We monitor during the day with our dispatchers. And absolutely, the thing I can say that sums it all up is no regrets at all whatsoever.
All right. Well, thank you, Nathan. NMC greatly appreciates you guys, and we will always be worthy of the trust you've placed in us. I also want to talk just briefly about our Dealer Support Services Department, which we call DSS. They're an internal division of NMC that can help dealers with anything from billing issues to data entry of new accounts or changes to accounts. This department operates 24 hours a day, and we can program new accounts or make changes 24/7, 365. Of course, we make it easy for you to program your own changes through our NMC dealer portal. You can do new accounts or changes. It's also worth mentioning that our NMC dealer portal allows for a variety of reports, and just too many to mention on this call. So I'm just going to leave it at that, but it's a very robust portal. I will also say that our TMA Marvel Award-winning Netwatch proactive video monitoring solution is by far the leader in the industry in the video monitoring space. We're daily helping our dealers grow, and I mean grow. This is a big RMR generator through the Netwatch proactive video monitoring services platform. At this point, I want to introduce you to Grant Graham, our VP of Proactive Video Monitoring Services. Grant, please say hello to your audience.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Ken, for having us. I will forewarn everybody, I'm going to speak very fast. This is a consolidated version of what is normally about a 30 to 45-minute presentation, crammed down in about 5 or 6 minutes, so please pardon me. So let's start with what is Netwatch Proactive Video Monitoring. It's in the namesake. We are proactively deterring crime through video monitoring. It is a video monitoring service. It is delivered to our customer through a very robust and developed channel partner program. Our channel partners are security integrators. They are you, the alarm dealer. We do leverage on-site video technology, so video monitoring systems, and an expert dedicated intervention team, which is actually located here. I am right outside of our central station in Lake Forest, or 827AB Central Station. We actually have built through our own R&D team, a 20-person strong R&D team, a proprietary automation software, as well as an app for the subscribers and an app for our channel partners to use to interact with the software. And this is important because the automation software and the apps really were built for the job at hand, which is to deter crime. That's really what our fundamental core is, what we're trying to do with this service. Different than video verification, which is much more observe and report. We're actually trying to proactively deter crime from occurring. And again, major differentiator, we have a dedicated workforce of intervention specialists. These are operators who are specially trained in nothing else but proactive video monitoring. They deter crime every day, all day long. Every day we are deterring crimes through this dedicated team. And again, major differentiator here, most central stations are using normal intrusion communication operators for their video services. We know what we're doing is special, and we are actually trying to effectively deter crime from occurring and impact the customer in the best way possible. And so we know we have to do it with a dedicated team. Again, major difference here at NMC compared to most central stations, if not all central stations. Val, we'll go ahead and push to the next slide if you don't mind. Okay, so how does it work? Very high level 4-step process, and this is just to scratch the surface. But again, we are leveraging on-site video software. We program those video systems with analytics with our dedicated team to create protection zones, essentially. When a person walks into a protection zone and the system is armed, it does send an alert, again, into that proprietary automation software to the dedicated intervention team. The intervention specialist will see if there's something that is actionable. Is there a crime that I need to deter as an intervention specialist? Assuming there is an on-site speaker system, and we will leverage that speaker system to issue a customized audio talk-down. This is important. We're not reading off a script. These specialists are skilled, and they know how to say certain things to get the attention of the perpetrator on site and get them to leave, to deter that crime. So they're going to do things like call them out by what they're doing, call them out by what they're wearing, do everything in their power to get their attention and get them to leave, even if it means raising voice. In some cases, I've got these guys yelling at people to get them to leave the property. So it's a specialized skill. How effective can a talk down be? Well, it's actually effective about 95% of the time. So we're actually able to deter crime from occurring about 95% of the time. If we can't, then we'll go ahead and move the step forward. We'll send out the authorities. And yes, it is sent out as a verified actual. So most jurisdictions will elevate that response and you'll get a priority response. But again, I want to be very clear here. Our fundamental of what we're trying to do is very quickly get on the front end of crime, detect it, and deter it before it happens. Next slide, Valerie. Okay, so why become a PVM channel partner? As Mark kind of alluded to, industry-leading RMR. This is RMR that no other service it really is offering. We're talking $150 MSRP per camera. Our average systems are 6 cameras on the low end, and you're talking about 36-month contracts. So you're talking about a $900 RMR for 36 months, and that's low-end average. We're putting 6-figure contracts on site all day long. In fact, we're landing one today, a 19-camera system at 36 months is going to be valued over $100,000. I'll push you down to that little Todd Bedford graphic down below. Todd Bedford is our friend and a proud channel partner. He is a security integrator. He's been in the residential space. He's a full security integrator. He's been on board with us for about a year and a half, and he can really attest to the value of the RMR and the impact it's had on his organization. For him, He's in Hawaii, so his market's a bit different. He's actually selling above 150 MSRP. One PBM site is worth more than 100 residential intrusion accounts. So kind of think about how long it takes to build a 100 residential account business, and he's putting on multiple PBM sites, and some of these are six-figure contracts every single month. And so absolutely, it totally creates a totally different trajectory from a business valuation perspective. And this is a recession resilient service. We've had zero attrition during the current economic downturn. In fact, our sales have grown because of COVID. It's remote, it's guard replacement, it's a commercial oriented service, very, very strong during a economic downturn. And that kind of RMR can really help float the business through tough times. It is a proven solution. We're talking about a 17-year-old solution here. It's been at NMC for about 2 years now, but our colleagues in Ireland have been doing this far longer than we have, and we partnered with them to bring this solution to the United States. Absolutely a needed service in today's marketplace, but this will continue beyond today's marketplace. Already an effective solution before we even brought it here, but absolutely effective in crime deterrence. So if your customer is looking for an effective crime deterrent solution, Netwatch PBM certainly is that. And I'll close with the program itself. I can probably talk hours about our program and what we put together through the last 2 years. Sales support, I'll push your eyes and your attention to that last bullet point there. We work tirelessly to create demand for the service for you to leverage as a channel partner to create sales. Lead generation, I cannot speak enough about our lead generation efforts. We have a full inside sales team who are finding leads and getting them hot for you to close. And some of these are six-figure contracts that we are actually heating up, doing prelim site designs, doing prelim proposals, passing off to a channel partner. By the time a lead gets into a channel partner's hand, truly it needs to be pulled across the line for signing the contract and installing it. Sales training, endless sales training. Nicola Oki, who heads up on the sales side of our service, will work with your entire sales team to make sure that they are set up for success to really close business. Pre-COVID, we would have traveled with you to close deals. Now in COVID, we'll do as much as we can remotely to present to your customer. Technical support, full training certification program. You're talking 30 modules deep. We're constantly developing our modules, working right now with SD Marketing to create new modules. We have modules on sales, training your sales team, training your technical team, training your design team, your analytic design team, just endless training support. Onboarding support, tapping into that 17-year-old experience. We've got a gentleman who works for us, Jim Holland, has been doing this for 17 years. He's going to make sure that your site is set up for success and designed for success. Marketing support, and I'll close with strategic partners. We really have sought out the right partnerships in the marketplace to help you succeed. Locust Service to help you with your project support. Great America to help you take the CapEx and position it in a very attractive manner. Oh, go back. A very attractive manner. Great America again. There we go. Thanks. SD Marketing. Many of you know David Morgan. He is our marketing partner. He will make sure that you are set up from a marketing perspective for success. AVE Distribution is our distribution partner. They will help you get the bill of material. We have secured the most attractive rates on the bill of materials that you can possibly get out there. They're a customer-centric organization. You pick up the phone, you call them, they'll answer to make sure that you've got the right material. And then finally, multiple mobile site trailer partners. So if you're somebody who's interested in the construction space, maybe you want to protect parking lots or whatever it may be, mobile site, we can put you in touch with a mobile site trailer provider, put the bill of material from AV on the mobile site trailer, and you're ready to rock. Hopefully this slide proves it, but why become a Netwatch PBM partner? There is no other partner out there as invested in your success as National Monitoring Center is. And Mark, I'll pass it back over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Grant. And so that wraps up our presentation. I want to thank everyone for joining us. And I especially want to thank the NMC dealers that are on this webinar. We appreciate you. You're the reason we exist. And we appreciate you so much. And I want to thank Ken again for this opportunity. And now we'll open the floor for questions.
That was a great presentation, folks. Impressive central station.
Thank you.
Let's hear what the questions are. Well, Mark, this one's directed to you. How long have you been with the company?
So I joined NMC in December of last year, 2019, and I've been in the central station side of the business for 26 years, though.
But did you? I don't think I heard. Did you say how long you've been with NMC?
Yes, since December of 2019, so 8 months.
Relatively short. Here's another one. Does the 2-ring answering guarantee mean staffing is higher than other central stations?
So I'm going to defer to Grant on that. He's more of an ops guy than I am.
Yeah, so I don't want to speak to other central stations because I'm not sure what their staffing models are. You know, I know that some staff high per account and some staff low. I think all central stations are pretty disciplined though about managing staffing per account and running some type of model. The 2-ring commitment, really what we have is we have a frontline professionally trained person who answers your line in your name, customized with a friendly smile and voice. But what they're going to do is they're actually going to quickly determine what the person is looking for and then cue them appropriately. So they're going to actually redirect them to maybe a false alarm operator who can very quickly get on the phone with the police and cancel the dispatch, or maybe it's a testing operator to put a system on test. At NMC, fundamentally speaking, we have really avoided inbound IVRs and kind of push button, you know, push 1 for this or push 2 for that. So this is really our way of managing the inbound calls. We do actually have very strong staffing. So I'm sure compared to some, we're staffing more than them, but maybe others we're not. But hopefully that explains kind of the setup with the 2-ring commitment.
Well, Grant, you've always been giving thorough explanation and answers. This one might be a little harder for you, though.
Okay.
How can Grant stand in front of the ops floor for this meeting when UL specifically says no recording devices can be used in operations? I did not make that question up.
No, it's a great question. So I'm actually outside of the central station, believe it or not, technically speaking. So I'm abiding by UL's requirement. I'm actually in a private secure view room. So behind me, what I've got is I've got a secure wall. I'm actually in a separate room. So behind me is the central station, but I'm not actually inside of it.
I don't think it was that serious a question, so it's okay. Do you offer training for your dealers to be able to sell Netwatch?
Absolutely. I don't know who asked this question, but please see Mark Matlock's email there. Please contact Mark and he'll put you in touch with me. But endless amounts of training, 30 modules, whatever type of training you want. We've got training packs. So if you're a salesperson, we've got training for you over here. If you're technical, we've got an entire pack for you. But in addition to that, our sales individuals will make sure that they're actually doing even remote. They would have done it in person. They would have traveled to you in the old environment, but now it's remote. Short answer.
The second part of the same fellow. Do you have system recommendations that you give to your dealers?
So in terms of video system, yes. So we actually leverage an Extralis unit. So Extralis is the hardware that is required on site, but it is somewhat agnostic to the cameras. It has to be an IP-based camera, of course, although, you know, if you're talking about an analog, there is an encoder that we can introduce. So there's a number of different ways to configure the build material. Short answer.
Are you M2M compatible?
Yes, absolutely. We're an M2M central station. If you don't know what that is, they make like a quarter size cellular communicator that's universal. It works with virtually any control panel, and it's a very, very affordable solution, which has attracted the attention of a lot of dealers. But yes, we are M2M compatible.
That's the device that you go in when you take over a system. And you don't know how to get the passwords to get into the panel. Is that it?
Oh, no.
That's not the device?
Different thing. This is a cellular communicator, just like AlarmNet, just like Telguard. It just happens to be a lot smaller.
Oh, okay.
But it's an effective device, and we do monitor it.
Everybody that gave a presentation was asked that question. I probably should know it by now. All right, what is the cost of basic monitoring account?
Yeah, and so you know, to ask a central station how much is monitoring is kind of like going to a car dealership and asking how much is a car. There's a lot of factors that go into the pricing of a vehicle or into the pricing of central station monitoring. In our case, we do stand on the immense value that we bring. And I will say that we are competitive, and our strategy is to evaluate each deal on the merit of that deal and come up with a rate that's based on a variety of factors, including numbers of accounts, expected signal activity, level of engagement required by NMC. But I think most people on this call know where central station pricing tends to land, and suffice it to say we're in that landscape, say $450 for a startup dealer off the street. So if you want to know more about our pricing, please reach out after the webinar to us. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about it.
Well, I think 450 number is fair enough answer. And of course, I'm sure everyone understands that there's a different price for someone with 100,000 accounts or someone with 4 or 5 accounts.
Yes.
Big difference. What is your monitoring base rate? I guess you just answered.
Same question.
Yeah. Does the person answering the phone address the situation, or do they transfer to someone else to perform that task?
Yes, I'll take that. So they are going to transfer to an appropriately trained person. So yeah, in order to actually scale to have all operators processing those calls, we'd have to have hundreds of operators on site, and there's no way we could do a $4.50 base rate. But short answer is, yeah, they're quickly going to find out what the person needs and then redirect them to the right person.
Now, does that mean that every call that requires some operator discretion or discussion is going to require a transfer to somebody else?
Yep. So you're talking, Ken, you're talking about a 12-second interaction. And so let's just say you're calling me, right, as a central station. I'm going to answer in your company name or the integrator company name, and I'm going to ask, how may I redirect your call or direct your call? If you say I've got a false alarm or I need the police.
Oh, yeah. Okay, wait a minute. I was thinking different. I was thinking on an alarm signal. They're not transferring an alarm signal. They're transferring when a customer calls in to the central station and has questions. Oh, I see. Okay, that's big difference. I got it. Okay.
And just to kind of put a pin in on this, hopefully for everybody who's trying to process this, because the touring commitment, it does deserve a lot of attention. You're talking really about an average speed of answer. So how quickly are we picking up the phone? 2 rings does not give it the right credit. You're talking 2 seconds. And then our average speed of answer by the time it hits an operator, you're talking under 20 seconds on average. 40 seconds is our service level, but these guys are grabbing that second level call by under 20 seconds easily.
How many dealers do you presently service?
Pretty much right at 1,000.
And how many customers do you monitor at the moment?
It's in the 300,000 range, give or take.
Okay. Base price we already did. So wait a minute, we did that one. What have you done to beef up cybersecurity since you were, well, it says you were recently hacked. Is that true?
So yeah, back a couple of years ago, Grant, I think it was 2017, wasn't it?
2016 or 2017.
Yeah, we did have a hacking experience, and I'll tell you, Ken, in hindsight, it was the best thing that ever happened to us. And what it did was it opened our eyes to build better infrastructure, to beef up everything. Grant could probably speak to the actual logistics of what was done, but I'll say right now, we're in a better position than any central station in the country to deflect hacking and to keep our systems safe. And so when something like that happens to you, you take action and you do what it takes to make sure that it never happens again. And we have, and Grant, I'll let you talk a little bit more to that.
Well, why don't we just leave it? You've addressed cybersecurity issues at the central at your place, and I think that's enough of an answer right now. We don't have to get into.
We've got layers and layers and layers and layers of protection.
Okay. What is the average wait time being transferred after the first operator answers the call? Again, we're talking about, there's two different calls here. A customer calling the central station, looking for information, or a signal, and where the operator has reached out for verification purposes and reaches the customer. So I think those are two different issues, and I think we answered it already, quite honestly.
And it could even be a dealer calling in for information.
Right.
Ken.
Right. Well, that's not really what this question addresses.
Yeah.
I think we maybe had some confusion on operator transfer issues. Okay. What type of hardware must we install to utilize monitoring service?
Well, it depends on if we're talking traditional alarm monitoring or
I
proactive.
think they're interested in the video monitoring.
Video. Okay, so it's somewhat of a deep question. So again, if you're interested in that, I absolutely recommend to reach out to the email on screen and we'll dive into it. But there is a required recording device that has the analytics. It's called Extralis, and there's different versions of it. But from the end unit perspective, we're relatively agnostic, so we can work with hundreds of different types of hardware. So reach out to Mark Matlock and he'll put you in touch with me and we'll go from there.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think that this network Netwatch PVM service is a very interesting one, and I want to ask you about it. How is it actually priced? Are you charging a dealer per camera?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Yeah, thank you, Ken. So it's 150 MSRP to the customer. That's our recommended price. You as a dealer, you have the contract, you control your pricing up and down, but that's what we know you can get. Now, we are charging based on volume and based on commitment levels with the partner off that MSRP, different levels, 30% off, 40% off, or 50% off. So if you are a very productive partner, you're talking $75 per camera to us. So take that MSRP of 150 and then divide it in half, or by 40% of 30%.
All right. So let me just make it clear. So the dealer wants to offer live video monitoring with two-way audio, where an operator is going to get on that video, or I'll get on the computer, and they're going to have a video confirmation, and they're going to be able to have a conversation with whoever's there, telling them you're on camera, you better leave, etc. Right? Now, you're going to provide the dealer with the camera, and you're going to provide the dealer with, you're not providing them with the camera?
So we are going to put them in touch or with the distributor, or they may already have their on-site hardware. The dealer really controls the hardware piece. There is a required hardware that we need, and we can help put them in touch with the distributor to provide that.
So you're going to tell them where to buy the camera, okay? And
yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to agree to monitor it. And you're going to recommend to the dealer, listen, we think you can get $150 a month for one camera, and we're going to charge you, if you have enough of them, $75 a month. If you don't have a lot of them, we're going to charge you $85, $90 more. You're going to charge more, okay,
yeah.
for doing that.
And Ken, we also help the dealer with the design and setup of the system too, through Google Earth images. That's worth noting.
Okay. Is there anything in your agreement with your dealer about how much time they're allotted per camera per month for the monitoring charge that you're offering?
Yes, from a signal perspective. So not exactly time-based, it's more event-driven. So yeah, in the contract, it's actually very aggressive. And I forgive me, I'm forgetting the exact offhand, but you're talking about 50 to 75 signals per week. And so within that amount of time, the month that we charge, your customers are allowed quite a few events.
But isn't it, especially with live video, isn't it that an event could take 3 minutes, or it could take 45 minutes? I would imagine.
So if it's a false event, it's actually, you're talking a matter of seconds, right? So we can, again, these are specialist guys who do this thing all day long. I mean, they have a trained eye. And so they can very quickly, within a matter of seconds, determine that's a false or that's a real. And we have analytics that are assisting us in highlighting to the operator, you need to pay attention to this, what's happening in this field of view. But yes, to your point, if you have a live event where we can't deter, and again, 95% of the time, we do a talk down, those people take off, right? But if they don't take off, then we're gonna stay online. And yeah, you might have an intervention specialist doing recording for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. In some cases, we've stayed online and we've actually helped instruct the police department where to find people because they hide under cars and whatnot. We can see them, of course. So
all right, but you're not going to hit the dealer up because more time was spent at a particular event.
Correct. And I'll just say this: I can think of no times that we have actually hit a dealer for overage fees. We have so much allowance in there, and if there is a issue, our onboarding and commissioning team is so active on accounts. This is a partnership. We're going to work with our dealers, our partners, what they call them, partners, not dealers in this program, to make the corrections so that we don't even have to talk about overage fees. Overage fees are not an issue in Netwatch PVM. They just simply are not.
Okay. Do you monitor PERS? You already said that. Medical alert devices, you monitor those. Do you have separate operators that will get medical alert signals? And do you have separate operators that'll deal with the Netwatch PVM program, or are they all integrated?
So on the PERS side, all operators are trained on PERS and MPERS. So we don't have a separate group of operators for that. On the PVM side, yes, absolutely we do. And Grant spoke to it earlier, but I'll let him take it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Dedicating folks, these guys do nothing else but Netwatch PVM. Literally, they do not touch PERS, fire, bird. They don't touch any of that. That front row that you're seeing in my background here, that's all Netwatch PVM. So these folks come in, they sit at those stations, and they start cranking out PVM alarms, and they deter crime. That's all they do.
Okay. This question, I'm going to ask it and I'm going to answer it for you because I want to make sure that we don't leave anyone confused. The question is, do they track how long a customer is waiting for the second operator to get to them? Again, this second operator comes into play when a customer is calling the central station for help, whatever, not a signal event. But I can't set my alarm, or I need a service call, or can somebody stop by and water my plants? Whatever it might be, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about an alarm event where the operator has called the premises and gets somebody on the phone, and the first thing they tell him is, "Okay, I got you. Now hang on, I'm going to get you somebody else." That's not what we're talking about. So
it's a 16-second average wait time. Okay. And most central stations, the frontline operators that answer are a lot of the times not the person that's going to be required to handle the needs of the caller. So this is nothing that is unique to NMC, but that average time is 16 seconds.
Okay. So here's a good way to end the webinar with this question. After numerous calls and email correspondence with Julie Robliard, I'm weighing you versus one other contender. Hope this guy has more than 10 accounts. Is there anything that can separate you from your other contender?
Well, I hope we made a compelling case in the entire presentation, but I would echo what Nathan said resonated with him when he toured our facility, and that's just the culture and the people. The culture's stellar, the people are stellar, and at the end of the day, you don't do business with receivers, you don't do business with computers, you don't do business with phone lines, you do business with people. And we have exceptional people at NMC. Our executive team, best in the business. Our frontline operators, so well trained. They perform so well. You look at Kim, she is amazing. That's the person that would be handling your conversion. Even Grant, I'll throw a bone Grant's way. He's great. Todd Schuff, our VP of Operations, Ken, is the most passionate person you'll ever meet about performing in a central station and making sure that the central station is performing at the very highest level. So if you want to do business with people that you can trust, with people that are passionate, you can probably see my passion in this presentation. I love this company. I love it. Grant loves it. Kim loves it. We're passionate about what we do. We do it very well. And I would say that it's the people and the culture, just like Nathan said. I would say that to the same person as a great reason to do business with NMC. And I said it earlier, we have all the redundancies. And I'm sure we've already made a case to this person about that. We have all the infrastructure. We have bulletproof systems, but the people are what really make the difference at NMC. And so that would be my answer to him.
All right, let me ask you a few other questions that all the other central stations were asked, and not at my behest, but since nobody asked it to you, I will. So you're going to make your dealers all sign a dealer agreement, I'm sure.
Our contract requires them to, yes.
Right. They're going to sign a dealer agreement, and of course you would recommend that they get it reviewed by counsel, I would assume. And if you don't, I will make sure that you get it reviewed by counsel. Probably me, if you're going to make the right move. Do you require your dealers to have contracts with their customers?
Yes, I'm sorry, I answered the wrong question. You were asking about dealer contracts.
No,
our contract with our dealer requires them to have contracts with their customers and to have certain language in those agreements.
Right, so you're requiring them to use an approved contract.
We're requiring them to approved is a kind of a vague term. We're requiring them to have contracts that have specific language, yes.
Which makes it approved. You're approving it. You've approved their contract. I assume that, or you don't bother to look at it. You just say, make sure your contract has these provisions. Is that what you're saying?
We walk a fine line between demanding our customers do certain things and allowing them to run their own businesses.
Okay, if a dealer doesn't have contracts or has a contract form that doesn't have what you think is important, do you provide them with a monitoring contract for them to use?
Ken, we've sent so many dealers your way, I can't even begin to tell you, because usually it's not a matter of a deficient contract. It's a matter of, I don't have a contract. I'm just starting an alarm company. And so we just give them your contact information and say, here you go, call Ken, he'll take care of you.
Now that's the perfect way to end this webinar. All right, I want to thank everybody for attending. It was a great presentation. And Mark, you certainly made a great delivery. And of course, Grant and Kim did also. Nathan, you too. But Mark, you were moving along, which was great. You covered a lot, a lot, and you hit all the right notes and had all the right information. And sounds like you guys have a great central station, and that should certainly be considered by all the dealers. So I hope to see all of you again sometime, and I want to thank everybody for attending. And we'll see you next time. Any questions, get in touch with Mark. Don't call me, call Mark. And I'm going to bid everybody.
I'll be glad to take your call.
Such a rush today because I managed to eat 2 slices of pizza while you were talking, Mark, which I haven't done yet, but they brought it into me. So I want to thank everybody again, and bye-bye.
Bye, Ken.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Cyber World.
See you, Nathan.